Hello Year 6 and welcome to your first geography lesson, which we're going to be looking at different types of settlement. We'll start off this lesson like we do normal lessons and we'll do our knowing more, remembering more. Question 1. Residential land use refers to land which is used for people's homes. True or false? Residential land use refers to land which is used for people's homes. True or false? Number 2. What was the name given to data and information relating to the population of an area? I'll repeat that again. What was the name given to data and information relating to the population of an area? Is it demographics, land use, population density, or deprivation? That's demographics, land use, population density, or deprivation. Question 3. What is the term used for farming land use? What is the term used for farming land use? And question 4, what does urban mean? What does urban mean? And I'll give you a few moments just to finish off your answers. Okay, let's go through them. Number 1, residential land use refers to land which is used for people's homes is true. Number 2, what was the name given to data and information relating to a population of an area? Is it demographics? What is the term used for farming land use, which is agricultural? And what does urban mean? Urban refers to cities and towns. Okay, so our objectives today are to know the differences, know that there are different types of settlement, that they vary in size and they have different services, to identify that different settlements have different services, and to be able to describe the differences between the settlements. Okay, so words that you should come across before are houses, shops, farmland, roads and services, and new vocabulary that you might come across today. Some of them, you've got settlement, hamlet, village, town and city. So have a good look at these pictures, all 4 pictures. What do you think they all have in common? Have a good look. Well, hopefully you're right. They're all settlements. But what is a settlement? Well, there are 4 different types of settlements. You've got a hamlet, a village, a town, and a city. This is a very small group of homes. A hamlet is a very small group of homes with little or no facilities, and you're looking at no more than about 100 people living in that area. A village is larger than a hamlet. It contains a few more functions, such as shops, post office, community centre, and it ranges between 100 to a few thousand people. A town are larger. You're looking at having a range of functions, primary schools, secondary schools, shopping centres, railways, hospitals, and they range from a few thousand to about 100,000 people. And then you're looking at a city. Well, a city provides a very wide range of functions, including specialised services such as universities and sports stadiums as well, and you're looking at over 100,000 people living in a city. So let's look at a specific area of the UK. So we're going to look at West Yorkshire. Okay, West Yorkshire is here, highlighted in red on the map of the UK. Now, in West Yorkshire, you'll find these 4 places. You'll find Oldfield, Ferrybridge, Pontefract, and Leeds, and each one is a different type of settlement. Oldfield is a hamlet, Ferrybridge is a village, and Pontefract is a town, with Leeds being a city. So let's look at them in a little bit more detail. Oldfield is a hamlet in West Yorkshire. It has approximately 100 people. There's a small primary school with 3 classes and a local pub called the Grouse Inn. And if you look on the map here, you can see it's this small area here. Okay, and then the houses look like this, and you can drive up just beside them, and they're right up beside the road. So Ferrybridge, and Ferrybridge is a small village. It's in West Yorkshire with approximately 1,400 people. There's a primary school there, 2 pubs, a few small shops, and it's also the location of a large power station, where many of the locals possibly work in that in the power station. Pontefract. Pontefract is a market town in West Yorkshire. It has a population of approximately 30,881 people, and possibly more because that was taken during the census in 2011. Services in Pontefract include a police station, a fire station, a town hall, bus station, 3 train stations. There's lots of different types of shops, probably banks as well, marketplaces, and it has a ruined castle also. And then Leeds. Leeds is a city in West Yorkshire, and it has a population of 792,525 people. It's the home to many offices, businesses, shops, and transport links. It has a number of specialised services, has two large hospitals, numerous shopping centres, 2 universities, a large city hall, an art gallery, museums, sports stadiums, theatres, and concert arenas. So let's look at this picture. This is a settlement taken from space. What type of settlement do you think it is and why? We're focusing in on this section here. Okay. This settlement is a city. It is Berlin, which is the capital and the largest city in Germany. In 2019, it had 3,769,495 inhabitants. And if you look closely, you can see lakes and forests and rivers and canals that are coming out of the city, as well as roadways, railways and roads as well. This one. So, would you expect to find this service in a village, a town, or a city? Have a quick think. You might not be sure of the building as well. Here is a large hospital. It can cater for hundreds of patients a day. You would generally find this in a city due to its size. It needs a lot of space and people need to be able to transport links to get there to be able to receive help. Okay, so let's come into an activity. So here we've got the three of the main types of settlement. We've got a village, a town, and a city, and we've got lots of different features. We've got a bus stop, an office block, a pub, a windmill, a shop, a supermarket, and a doctor's surgery. In a minute, I want you to pause the video and I want you to, on your activity sheet, tick which box you think you would find a bus stop in. Would you find a bus stop in a village, a town, and a city? May you only find it in one of the places. Some places you'll find you have all 3 of the features. Some of them you might only find has 1 of the features. So I'm going to give you now on your sheet, I'm going to give you a few minutes now to pause the video and then wait a few moments. When you've finished, unpause it and I'll give you the answers. Okay, so would you like to pause the video now, please? Okay, right, let's move on and I can give you the answers. So, the answers. Bus stop you would find in a village, a town, and a city. An office block you would only find in a city. A pub you would find in a village, a town, and a city. A windmill would be only found in a village, unless you have a rural area around our school, which we do have a windmill not far by. You have a shop would be found in all 3 areas. A supermarket would be found in a town and a city, but not in a village. And a doctor's surgery is definitely in a town and city, and maybe some of the large villages as well. Well done to all of you who got the answers correct. Okay, here's a second activity. So using what we know about settlements, I want you to match the beginning and the end of each sentence below. This is on your activity sheet, so you can, again, once I've read them out, pause the video and have a go at them before we give you the answers. So let's read them out. A town can support more. The services in a town would be, some services are very specialised, people who live in villages often, and cities have larger populations. And then the answers are, and only found in large cities, services than a village, which can support many services, used by many surrounding villages, need to travel to nearby towns. Can you complete and match the sentences so they all make sense? Would you like to pause the video now, please, and fill in your worksheet? Okay, and let's go on to the answers. So the answers are below. So a town can support many services than a village. Services in a town would be used by many surrounding villages. Some services are very specialised and can only be found in a few large cities. People who live in villages often need to travel to nearby towns, and cities have larger populations which can support more services. Okay, so another independent task, okay? So on your sheet, you've got some section 3 of your activities. You've got some questions to answer. And the question 1 is what type of settlement it is. I want you to define what a town, a hamlet, a city, and a village is, please. Okay. I want you to then tell me how many people usually live in this type of settlement. You need to tell me where you would find them. You need to tell me what services or features you would find in each settlement, and you can use the activity you've done earlier to help you answer that one. And also tell me which features you would not find in each settlement. Okay? You can also use the word bank to help you with the word services, population, size, settlement, features, and transport with your spellings. Okay, you can pause the video now to do that. Okay, and then we'll move on, and we're going to move on to our lesson review and checking our understanding. So I'm going to read out the 4 definitions, and we are going to go through each one and see if you can get the right answer. So a population, which one of these settlements has a population of over 100,000 people with residential, businesses, leisure, and other functions with the same settlement? Second one, a very small group. Which settlement is a very small group of homes with little or no facilities? Which settlement is a residential community containing other functions such as shops, post office, and community centre? And finally, which settlement has a population of a few thousand to 100,000 people? They also have a range of services, including shopping centres, secondary schools, railway stations, and hospitals. Give you about 10 seconds to have a think about that, or you can pause the video to get your answers, and I'll give you your answers in a couple of seconds. Pause the video. Okay, the answers are: first one, a city has a population of over 100,000 people with residential, businesses, leisure, and other functions within the same settlement. A hamlet is a small group of homes with little or no facilities. A village is a residential community containing other functions with shops, post office, and community centre. And a town is a population of a few thousand to 100,000 people, and they also have a range of facilities and functions such as shopping centres, schools, railway stations, and hospitals. Okay, so moving forward, so our next lesson in geography, we're going to be looking at how land is used in different settlements, the patterns in the land, and how they have changed over time. I hope you enjoyed lesson year 6. When you've completed your activity, please upload it onto Purple Mash so that we can mark it and see how well you've done. See you next week. Bye for now.